What is this?
I love it. That's why I'm here, man. I love just the soaking in it. The atmosphere is 98% humidity, like most of the year. You just kind of feel like it.
Welcome, everyone, to Our Town Podcast. Please take a moment to like and subscribe, share if you can, and review if available. We'd love to hear from you, so comment below and tell us how we're doing. Don't forget to visit ourtownpodcast.com for all the links and join the members-only section of the website or sign up on Patreon.
So speaking of comments...
Now here are the boys of Our Town Podcast.
Yes. Thank you.
Spotify just announced that you can now leave comments on episodes.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Jeez.
Well, comment right now.
The internet when they viciously attack their keyboards with joy.
With joy.
To express their...
That's right.
Yes.
Well, welcome everybody to another exciting edition of Our Town Podcast.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Extraordinaire.
This is episode 81, coming to you from the I Am Renton space here in beautiful and historic downtown Renton, Washington.
Yes. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. And
thank you, sir.
Just like every day, it's a great day to go eat at the Whistle Stop Ale House. So get yourself down there. They've been posting a whole bunch of like drinks on cocktails that look so damn good and refreshing on their like Instagram or something. And I'm like, man, I got to get down there soon and get one of those. Boys, tonight's safe word is Sudafed. And it's not really because my allergies, although I stopped taking Sudafed because it did. But Kid Rock, I don't know if you saw this, right after the assassination of Trump's ear took place, Kid Rock posted that, just basically shirt off, sunglasses on. If you fuck with Trump, you fuck with me. And I'm just like, But then somebody posted some fun stuff regarding Kid Rock, and I had to share this with you. I thought it was kind of funny. Somebody posted, Kid Rock's music is for people who know exactly how much Sudafed you can buy at any one time. Kid Rock music is the official soundtrack of copper theft.
Yeah, no, that's
One time, Kid Rock played on the radio while I was driving, and somehow I stole my own catalytic converter. And finally, his music came on, and an electric sawzall just appeared in my hands like some kind of trailer trash Excalibur. Oh man, Kid Rock.
It's funny as he in the late 80s, early 90s, he was all about hip hop culture. And stuff.
Yeah.
And now he's all like trailer parks and everything else.
Yeah, Skinner.
Sure.
Well, did you see?
I do too. But
did you see the video of him riding on the back of a wrapped Tesla dumpster, wrapped to look like the General Lee?
Oh, yeah. That was when he came out for introducing a rodeo. I think I talked about this a few weeks ago.
Okay.
He had Jelly Roll.
He's a huge star, man.
In the back, and he had John Schneider from Dukes of Hazzard driving.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
I saw the video. Jelly Roll wasn't there. It was just Kid Rock.
He must own that thing then, because they used that to come out, because he sponsors a rodeo now. He's got his own Kid Rock rodeo or something.
Of course.
And so he had John Snyder and him, and I think Jelly Roll was in the back, like, because that's probably where he fit. But they were driving into the stadium, and everybody was cheering, and, you know, of course, it's Bode.
Yeah, how many people?
Duke.
I mean, it's huge. And I don't know. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Of all the things going on, I see that as one warning sign in a giant river of red flags. But we have
That's a good way to put it.
I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I got.
Yeah, boys, this has been a crazy week. A lot of celebrity deaths,
Oh, man,
a lot of news. The biggest news, I think, you guys might disagree, was that Trump's ear sacrificed itself to save him. He got shot in the ear at a rally in Pennsylvania by a young 20-year-old kid, which is reported that he was pretty much a loner and got bullied quite a bit in high school.
But so far, no implied motive.
No implied motive at all. They don't have anything. They have his phone, but they, as far as we know, they haven't found anything. But
oh man,
yeah.
it's occupied. And it hurt my heart. It really did.
Yeah.
It's like, because I recognize that if that happens, America would erupt. We are not in a good place right now, and that would be used with no evidence to blame some other. You know what I mean? And it would erupt violently, and it would be awful. Please do not assassinate people.
Yeah.
Murder is still bad, right? And there has to be other ways. And it's way better if you see them empowered by good people and the rule of law, right? So we have to work towards
Although
that
the memes since that happened have been top shelf.
Yeah, and it's overwhelmingly thought that this is some kind of conspiracy that Trump himself or the conservative movement was in. Yes.
Yeah. But I would say the same for the attack of October 6th. It's like Netanyahu could have planned that better.
Right,
man. And you could almost say the same for 9/11.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I'm not ready to go into giant conspiracy shit all
until
the time.
you get all the facts.
No,
but
I want to maintain I was thinking about this today, I'm following the data, the real data, not fucking stuff that's going to fit where I want it to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Me and Mike were talking about it, before the show, that I was saying how, like, why did all those people behind him, like, why were they prairie dogging? Why were they standing up and looking around instead of
I don't know, man.
ducking
You
and hiding?
could say something about just not knowing, because you don't know what you're going to do in that situation,
the noise
right?
It's coming from this side, and so it's 400 feet away, which is, to that wall. Right?
Yeah,
the cement
possibly.
block back there.
Yeah,
possibly.
So you wouldn't? I'd say for sure. So you wouldn't hear. You wouldn't hear shit.
And you hear it in the video. You hear pop, 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 pop.
But if he would have, if it would have been the intended target, I assumed was his head.
Yeah.
And if that would have happened, it would have been the most awful thing that humanity has witnessed together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That little girl get napalmed. Right? We remember. Well, that's all I had to say. The image. Right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
With people forever. It would be the worst thing to happen to the United States. I'm telling you, it would be awful.
When did the little girl napalm?
It was during the Vietnam War.
I don't know anything about that.
Down a pathway.
And it was used as a protest against rightfully so, as a protest against the U.S. involvement in the war and stuff.
And the only thing I've seen of anybody going on fire was that monk that lit himself.
Oh, yes. And that happened a few times over there.
Yeah, people still do it.
Yeah.
That's a thing. Yeah. That's some fucking shit.
Sitting there with the fire.
Massive, no matter what, it's a massive failure on the part of the Secret Service.
Yeah, because it was
I would say. I
sent you guys videos. There was one of the guy who said they saw him climbing up on top of the
pointing him out to the.
But I'd also be
like
willing.
20 minutes beforehand, they saw him and they were
saw him?
People in the crowd.
People in the crowd saw him.
I don't know how long before, but they were pointing at. There's a dude up there.
Are you kidding me?
No, not at all.
And the thing is the cops are running around looking for the guy, and they're like, he's right there.
Yeah.
And
It's just a black dude eating a hot dog.
Take him down.
He's like, what the fuck?
They said that they didn't post an agent or a cop on that roof because it was slanted in the opposite direction, so they didn't think they needed to. And secondly, supposedly there was a state trooper that climbed up to the roof after people pointed it out. He gets up to the roof, the guy points his rifle at that cop, and the cop was like, nope, and went back down the ladder. But this was still like a full 2 minutes before the shots rang out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
And I'm like,
no.
Yeah.
They knew there was a rifle nearby.
Dude has
for
a radio
2 minutes?
off the stage, whatever the code word is. They would have taken him down right there. But the cop goes up to the roof, sees him. The guy points his rifle at him. Cop goes back down the ladder, and then it's
Is this a good guy or a bad guy? Does anybody
time.
know?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be, I know the
shit.
Republicans in Congress are already starting to subpoena people.
Because they want to destroy whatever deep state is in any system that could push back against their new found power.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm telling you, dude, I'm not sleeping well,
No.
right? This is not good at all.
No.
It's not, but I promise you, an assassination would make it worse, not better.
No.
I promise you.
Yeah.
I promise you. Murder is bad. We're all Americans, all right? We gotta
Yeah.
stop picking sides that don't really exist, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, good news for Trump, not only that he survived and his ear's probably going to heal, and there's been no pictures of his ear, right? Just the bandage on
There
it?
was a photo of him the day after without the bandage and
The
his ear
screen
was fine.
packaging is still there and shit.
No,
right?
no, the photo I saw, he had no
Was there
packaging.
like a mark? Was it
Nothing.
scratched?
He had a
Nothing.
cover over it at the RNC
But that
thing,
could
yeah.
be like, look
Yeah.
at me, right?
I'm sure.
Yeah. When there's people saying that he just had a tampon on his ear.
Yeah, I mean, he probably just needs a little Band-Aid, but
But he's
why
vain
not
as fuck,
milk it?
obviously, so it's like, until it doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
Because it's not so much, you know what I mean, where he's like the hunchback or some shit.
Well, we know
you
how vain he is,
He's
right?
so vain.
So-
It would, but I mean,
He probably thinks the song is about
these
him.
words are coming out
I was
of my
just gonna
mouth,
say
especially
that.
right now, but I sure am glad that bullet didn't blow his head
Yeah.
off. I'm very glad that
And
didn't
we're
happen.
saddened that a U.S.
Yeah.
citizen died and two
Yes,
others
yes.
were gravely
Because
wounded.
murder is dicky.
Oh, man. So-
And terrorism, and that's an act of terror.
Yeah.
Because you're saying nobody is safe from my idea. My idea is so important, no one is safe from it.
I saw someone
It's
post.
sticky.
I saw someone post yesterday that thank God was there to save
Yes.
President Trump, and then somebody else said, except for it killed somebody else.
Yeah, didn't save that person. Didn't save that person.
Haven't you guys seen Akira? Remember in Akira? When Kaneda, had got the laser beam? Right? Oh, fuck, it's the shit, dude. And so the hero is protecting himself with his psionic fucking shield, but it's killing his followers. He
Oh,
doesn't
man. He doesn't do anything.
because he's not the fucking savior.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect Trump. That his blocking the bullet makes the bullet go to somebody else.
To kill somebody else.
Because he's not a hero.
Yeah.
He's never been
Yeah.
a hero ever.
Yeah.
Dude, so I started rewatching the V miniseries last night, and there's this whole thing about the aliens are like attacking any scientist because these people are all the scientists are bad. Don't listen to the scientists. And basically, the scientists were trying to say, hey, this is what's happening. This is why this is happening. Yeah, and I was watching. I'm thinking, this is the kind of shit that's happening now with like the news.
Fauci's the evil Antichrist and stuff.
Oh, man. And then I'm really disappointed in Antichrist. You know what I mean? It's like, you should have way more fucking zazz, bro.
And there should be
You know
more
what I mean?
sex
But
orgies.
also, when I was thinking about this, just because this is how I won't go insane, because it is kind of insane, it's just like, well, how can God allow childhood leukemia? How can
Right.
God allow Donald Trump? How can God allow the Holocaust? It's like, because God is a trillion things that we
God
can't
is
even
fiction.
fucking know, right?
Yeah.
So all of these calculations are huge to us and maybe huge to some kind of empathetic God, but as far as the calculus of it all goes,
Man. I don't know.
right, there's a lot going on.
Got them coming. Go get them, boys. Hopefully everybody's all right.
Renton FD.
I will say this lastly about the assassination. The person that died, they went and talked to the media went and talked to his wife, and they asked if she had heard from Trump to express his sorrow. And no, Trump was out golfing, but Trump got wind of that and called her the next day
Sure.
to check in on her.
Sure. Well,
So,
geez, you
but
gotta wait the
yeah,
appropriate
gotta get
time.
golfing. You got to get a
Everybody-
Hey, you
golfer.
gotta get in 18 holes before
If
you
that,
call
if that
somebody.
means what we think it means, who knows?
Who knows? Good news for Trump, though. Judge Cannon
It's unreal, dude. It's unreal. And what
dismissed the whole
society did she
documents
join in
case.
college? What society was it again? Federalist.
The Federalist
Oh,
Society.
that's right. That's right. Oh, it's insane.
Oh, yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah,
and who
yeah.
did J.D. Vance clerk for again?
Yeah.
As a law student?
Roberts and Kavanaugh.
Huh.
Yeah.
Man, that seems really clicky
Yeah.
all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Clicky from a bunch of
Yeah.
the only one with elected experience in the group we just mentioned is a 2-year senator.
Do we want to talk about the deep state?
Oh my God. Yeah. So good. I'm telling you, dude, I was listening because, NPR was doing the Republican National Convention live. And it's like, They're so on point. It's so well crafted. It's so because it is that 1984 devil double speak. You know what I mean? It's just fucking gross, but it's really well done. It just happens to be evil and bad for humanity, but it is well crafted. It's like what's the movie that what's the movie? Oh man, where they get hooked on dope. Right.
Train Spotting?
No, the other one they get hooked on dope. It's got the other Wayans kid in it. And
yes, with Jared Leto and my favorite
hurts.
Jennifer Connelly. Yes. Yeah.
Steve. It just hurts.
And the mom was that Ellen
Bancroft? Was it Ellen Bernstein?
One
it's
of them.
awful.
Yeah.
Anyway, that movie.
I have no idea what you guys are talking
It's
about.
a really well crafted thing, but it's evil and it hurts your soul.
It does. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, man.
The special prosecutor, who she just claimed was unconstitutional because he hadn't been
Appointed by law.
verified by the Senate, if you will. He has filed an appeal, which all the legal experts are like, his appeal will be upheld. So this might be good news in a way because they'll move it out of her jurisdiction, but she accomplished what she needed to accomplish in pushing it past
it's done.
the election.
It's done. He's going to appeal, and I think he'll win his appeal at 11. But if it goes to the Supreme Court,
then he's fine.
Right?
Yeah.
Because she based her opinion on that 9-page unsolicited addendum that's totally off topic by Clarence Thomas.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's just nuts.
It's insane.
Absolutely nuts.
And what society is he in again? The
Could it be the
Federalist
Federalists?
Society. Yeah. It's like, Yeah, but look at the LGBTQ people. They're the problem.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
They're the ones that are after your lifestyle.
Yeah, it's insane, dude. Oh, it's so well done. I couldn't see it.
Lastly, on Trump, because I do want to get away from this guy. Did you hear about the RFK Trump phone call that was leaked to the press by RFK Jr.'s son?
Yeah.
It was a call. RFK Jr. was filming something. He was doing some kind of video diary or some kind of campaign thing, and he took a call and had Trump on speakerphone, and they were talking like, "Hey, man, it's all good. Yeah. Do that thing for me," kind of a thing. Yes.
Oh my God!
And it sounds like Trump is ready to have him endorse him as president.
And
of course,
get a
the
cabinet position
RFK,
somewhere,
I don't know,
Some
but of course,
bucket.
RFK Jr. is like, no, I'm going to continue to campaign, but because he's getting money into the coffers. Just insane.
Does
But
RFK Jr. sell any products? Did
I don't know.
Did he go Alex Jones about it?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
RFK fucking.
But he. But during the call, Trump said how much he's witnessed babies, 10, 20-pound babies, getting vaccinated and watching them change before his eyes. And I'm like, Trump, you never watched a kid get a shot in your life, not even your own kids. How are you sitting here watching these masses of kids getting vaccinated?
He was watching them on the Sci-Fi Channel.
I don't know what he was watching,
God,
but
that's so
it's
good.
just so fucking stupid. It's just dumb. You could be an anti-vaxxer, but don't fucking lie and say I've watched.
It's just ludicrous.
It's just ludicrous.
Stupid shit.
Yes.
Oh man, see, that's why I say I'm disappointed in this Antichrist. Our Antichrist shouldn't be like at least Harry Potter or something. Something you can love to hate.
What was Hermione? Let's make it Hermione.
Yeah.
I would follow her.
But this guy, come on, it's disappointing.
Well, speaking of crazy dictators, did you hear that North Korea executed like 30?
I think it was 15 kids is what I read.
Was it 15? I thought it was 30 teens.
Oh, man.
Could be
Middle
15.
school- middle
One
schoolers.
is bad enough,
Yeah.
but middle schoolers
Yeah.
for watching South Korean, illegally watching South Korean like videos and
Yep,
TV
didn't put
shows,
them in
soap
work camp,
operas.
didn't do- 'cause
Yes,
they could have got 40
just
years
executed.
worth of hard work out of them, yeah. But that's just fucking
a whole
gross.
group of
Yeah.
teenage kids got murdered because they were watching television.
Yeah, basically because they were watching TV. It's called the Norse Reactionary Ideology and Culture Rejection Act, which was enacted in December of 2020. Mandates the death penalty for those distributing South Korean media and up to 15 years in prison for viewing this stuff. I think this might have been...
They just have country club kitchens, though, I'm sure. Jesus Christ, I bet it's awful.
Yeah. In related news, do you remember the North Korean garbage balloons?
Remember when Donald Trump saluted
the general?
Korean general?
Yeah.
When the President of the United States initiated a salute with an enemy general. It was delightful.
Yeah. And when you're the officer in the situation, the subordinate's supposed to salute you first before you return the salute.
The commander-in-chief doesn't know
he doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah. But they might start up the garbage balloons again because South Korea has been, there's organizations in South Korea that consistently send leaflets and K-pop videos and speakers along the wall.
Insane.
All that stuff. Yeah. So the garbage balloons might be back.
How, I don't know, this is way off topic, but how does, just as a general question for all of us, what do the people do to get out of it? How can the people get out of that kind of fucking pickle, right? When your government is bloodthirsty and really nosy.
I guess we'll find out in the next 8 or 9 months.
Fucking A, dude. We have lots of guns on our, in our populace, which I think that's why they're going to turn us against us. Yeah. They won't have to do a fucking thing. The Blackwater boys, they'll just stand back and stand by. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Yeah. No, let the dipshits annihilate each other, right?
Man. Speaking about guns, did you see that Alec Baldwin got case dismissed with prejudice in his manslaughter thing, and it was mostly because the prosecution sort of screwed up themselves because they didn't release all the evidence to his defense lawyers. So
and the armor had already gotten busted for fucking up
for the same thing.
So it's like, and they're the ones who were in charge of that.
Yes.
So the buck stops with the armor.
I read lots of comments where it's like, anybody that knows about guns, you're supposed to check it yourself and all this stuff.
If you're in a scene, right?
Because here's my thing. You got an armor that keeps the gun under lock and key, loads the gun with the blank or dummy round, gives it to a producer who double checks her work, and then gives it to the actor that says, hey, it's a cold gun, you're good to go. Yeah. Right?
Yes.
He's supposed to open up the gun.
Went out to lunch.
He's supposed to open it back up and pull the ammo out himself and mess around with the gun. Yeah. Just in case. He's not qualified for that.
No. And in a moral sense, I kind of get it. You always check a weapon because you do. Yeah. Every single time.
On a range.
Like, if you're going to be messing with electricity, you see if it's fucking live. Every time. Because it's a catastrophe if you don't.
Right.
Jesus, but it stopped at that point.
That's why they have the armor and stuff. That stuff can be done before the person who's going to use it on camera.
Diligence,
and then everybody jumps in and says, "Well, he was the producer, so he's responsible for the armor and stuff." Yes, he is in a civil, and he's already paid millions of dollars to that family.
Well, fair enough. That's nice because I mean. He's the one.
I totally think this is the right call. I totally think that armor should be where she is in prison. She only got like 18 months.
Yeah. Because it was like a negligent homicide.
Yeah, manslaughter or something.
Like
just crazy.
Geez, bummer. Yeah, was it a manslaughter?
I think so, yeah.
Geez, bummer.
But 18 months is what you got. And she'll probably do less than a year.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. And I don't know where she's at.
Yeah, I think it's like New Mexico or something.
Yeah,
so
I don't know.
At least it's not Arizona.
But it's like somebody died from negligence.
Somebody died from her negligence.
It was that or a car that was manufactured poorly and they knew it, or a Boeing jet maybe that had a problem that they knew about and lied to the FAA about over and over and over. Yeah, and caused the death of people. It's like negligent homicide is still homicide, bro. It's like you could have prevented that if you did your fucking job.
Right? Yeah. All you had to do was your job.
Yeah.
Speaking of negligent and possible manslaughter. Nobody died. But there's a new possible issue with the Cybertruck. We were talking about the Cybertruck a little bit ago. With the, did you hear about this? A guy in Nevada driving his Cybertruck gets hit. Somebody in a Jeep is taking a left turn and tags him on the front of his car, the front of the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck took off without him controlling it. It just something clicked in the Cybertruck that it just went boom, and it at a rapid pace, and the guy couldn't stop it. He couldn't control it, and it went up an embankment.
No, it did not.
It did. It went up an embankment.
It's a hazard, dude.
It went through the debris.
You never go full Bo Duke, man.
And it went up an embankment until he finally was able to stop it. So I don't know. I mean, this is a whole nother thing. The owner described it as a horror story.
Good, so I don't want to say it's the new
It's like someone spooking a horse and not being able to tell it to stop.
Not being able to rein it in.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
No, this whole project is a thing.
I don't know, man.
And you can't do shit with them, not really.
No, I've seen so many videos.
It's a really fast truck. Kinda? Is it a truck?
Is it a truck?
Not
I mean,
really.
you're not taking it four-wheeling.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
I mean, you can't take those things four-wheeling unless you buy the DLC for it anyway. So.
Yeah, you can buy a Jeep Cherokee.
For a lot cheaper.
Turn into a crawler for like $550.
Oh man, who owns SpaceX? Is that Bezos?
No, that's Elon Musk.
Yeah, that's Elon Musk. Yeah, Bezos is Blue Origin, right?
Yeah.
I get them all confused, which is a problem we want to have. I mean, NASA just got choked out. They just choked out NASA, right? They didn't want it to flourish, so they just...
I think NASA shut down for a while, didn't they?
I bet they get money from it.
I mean, they weren't getting the funding they once were, and that's when we started working with Russia and China for
for those, because we stopped that program. Yeah, we did. Having a for sure.
You okay, Charles?
Yeah, just dried up.
Yeah, do we have
locked up? Oh man. I just watched Clerks 3 for the first time over the weekend.
And?
I hadn't watched it. I really liked it. But spoiler alert, it's 2 years old. But both the main characters have heart attacks.
Oh, jeez.
Spoiler alert.
Don't isolate, though. We're going to have to come looking for you. This is how we get our first ghost.
Yeah, he's going to haunt this place.
He's got some protoplasm about to come out and shit.
No, I got to be home because I want to haunt the wife for the rest of her life.
That's not how you make spaghetti.
Take up residence in the child's bedroom.
Spaghetti sauce needs more garlic.
I'm hanging out.
Do your homework.
Oh man, sorry everybody. I don't know if it's allergies
Don't
or...
kiss that boy.
But SpaceX recently launched a Falcon 9 rocket that was supposed to take 20 satellites up to space.
Wow.
It malfunctioned and launched the satellites early. Way too low. And they fell back to Earth and they all burned up in the atmosphere.
Fireworks display. $750 million.
Yeah, so they all prematurely launched. They prematurely ejaculated out of the rocket. So as a
here comes the train, guys.
As an effect, the Falcon 9s have been grounded by the FAA. And
just the engines. There's no fuselage.
Where are all the husks?
I don't know.
We haven't seen husks for a while.
Maybe they drop them. And
and they're heading back.
Up to station.
Middle of the night or something.
El Norte.
Man. So I don't know, man. There's a lot of issues going on with Elon Musk's companies.
I don't know. I mean, all those satellites are really expensive. So now whoever needed those up there, do you know what they were? Were they?
I don't. They didn't list what they were.
They were Starlink or whatever necessarily. Yeah.
They're all North Korean.
He's got his own system for launching the Starlink stuff, and it's not his. He's not the inventor here, people.
No. But, he just is the owner.
And I like the idea of a Starlink, but I think he's kind of a dick with the tech. He's like, I can shut anybody up I want to.
Right.
Free speech. I can shut anybody up I want to.
Yeah, that's why he bought X, right? Because he was worried about the free speech.
The Ukrainians.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
dude, if I didn't need oil, We should just nuke fucking Russia.
Yeah, jeez.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
Just kidding. I don't really mean that. I mean that hyperbolic.
Look at Mike. He's advocating thermonuclear war.
For a second there, sorry. Yeah. I'm trying to make ghosts. It comes from strife. Come here, ghost. They're like, what did we do? We're nice ghosts.
What is Mike talking about with the ghosts? With me dying? We are actually supposed to be interviewing some local ghost hunters from Coastal Paranormal. I think it's Tiara and Ellen, I think, are the two gals that are coming down to talk about their trade, and we'll learn all about it, ask lots of questions, and figure out what tools they use, and maybe get some scary stories. So it'll be fun.
Or as Metal Bird used to say, carry-tories. Because he couldn't say the S.
Oh, gotcha.
Carry-tories.
Man, speaking of burning up in the atmosphere, Ellen DeGeneres is currently doing a stand-up tour, and one of them, it's called the Ellen's Last Stand Up. It's touring right now.
I know. Wow. So what's that mean?
She's going to record the final show for a Netflix special, and then she was asked what she's going to do after that. She said, nothing. I'm out. No more Hollywood. No more performing. I'm out. So,
I don't really remember her stand-up stuff.
I don't remember her stuff.
Her stand-up was in the 90s. And
it's before she got her own TV show, right?
She did a lot she was always on Evening at the Improv back in the 90s.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Was she any good? Was it fun?
She was funny, yeah. So was, back then, so was also Rosie O'Donnell, so.
Yeah. I didn't watch her show. The Ellen show?
The Ellen show, I've seen episodes, like, here and there for 5 minutes. I never watched the entire show. What was that?
Just a reminder. He either wrote that for the audience, or he wrote that to remind himself later.
It's a mnemonic device now, but I do want to apologize. Nuking is bad, because that's a lot of murder. Established earlier.
So the FBI doesn't come knocking on our door next week?
Well, and murder is bad.
Actually, welcome the FBI knocking, because that would be some good press. Be some good TV. Jeez.
I don't want to go to jail.
Spend the night in jail.
David Lee Roth got arrested. It's like, fuck, he looks great. It's like he was waiting for it.
I want my mugshot. We can get mugshots, and then we can use them like Trump did. We can use them for promo stuff.
That's actually a great idea.
Man. Boys, did you see the new trailer for Captain America?
I did.
It looks pretty good. It's called Captain America Brave New World. Comes out in February of next year.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Jeez, all right. Cool.
What'd you think?
Nice.
I was like, okay, cool. Harrison Ford replaces what's his name as
Flag,
Ross.
Yeah.
But
William Hurt.
Oh, Ross, yeah.
And then at the end of the trailer, we see somebody holding or dropping the shield. So I don't want to say who it is. Do you?
Is that the end of the? I saw a clip, but I wasn't sure if that was like from a game or something.
No, that's
supposed to be the Red Hulk or something.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I'll say it. Yeah, fuck it. You've been warned. Now's your chance to pause.
Yeah.
We see Red Hulk.
Yes.
So
I prefer to call him Magenta American Hulk.
It's on the trailer. So people see
it's in the trailer. So if you haven't seen the trailer, you're then.
I wonder how they're, because Red Hulk has had a pretty long story history. So there's some power that existed 30 years ago might not exist today. Some that exist today might not have existed at all in the lore.
So I
have no idea.
I'm just hoping that we're
he's overpowered. It's corny.
I'm just hoping we're gonna see old school like Rage Hulk again, because the Smart Hulk is cool and all, but Hulk Smash is way better than Banner and Green.
Yeah, the first couple Avenger movies
Professor
with him.
Hulk. Yeah, but I do like Professor Hulk.
Romeo's
fun. I like Mark Ruffalo as
Romeo had a rant about how the Hulk doesn't have PTSD. He's a giant pussy now.
Oh man.
So
Yeah.
I mean, because Hulk got freaked out by
getting his ass whooped by Thanos.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the fucking mouth, right? It's a fact. But I think that in my lore, the more the Hulk gets mad, the stronger he gets.
Yeah, this is true.
That's why it's such a danger.
I've been saying for a long time now that the reason why we got that new version of Hulk instead of having the original, Rage Hulk, as I like to call him, OG Hulk, was because Universal still owned that version of Hulk.
Is that Eric Bana? Or is that the...
No, I'm just even the Norton and the original new guy. We just said his name and I can't.
Mark Ruffalo.
Ruffalo, yeah. I mean, even that version was still on loan from Universal. And that's why they switched over to the Smart Hulk, which is different than the other Hulk.
Yeah, does that mean we should go to Universal Studios? No, it's still there.
I mean, it's since then. I think since the last of the Avengers movies, the Hulk is now back in the MCU or back in Marvel's roster. So going forward, we might start seeing that Hulk again. So.
I just think they could have used the corpse of William Hurt because he's a very low energy actor. Anyway.
In a way, yeah.
You could have just,
Let me ask you this. Sam was the Falcon.
Yeah.
Still is, technically.
Technically, and in the trailer, you see him flying as Captain America. He doesn't have the super soldier serum that
he's
Steve.
Just a regular
he's just
dude.
I mean, a regular dude that has some abilities, but not super soldier.
His abilities are basically he knows how to use the flight suit. That's it.
And the flight suit, I think, also gives him more durability.
Yeah.
And there's certain
it's an exoskeleton of sorts, I guess.
And he knows how to use the shield, right?
Yeah.
He knows how to use the shield.
And he trained with Rogers to learn how to wield the shield.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But Steve was Steve. And they really did a good job with it. He's not Thor strong,
That's why in the commercial, Harrison Ford's character said, "You are no Steve Rogers,"
Yeah. Well, I just if he did fight like a Thor character, he would just get crushed, right? Or a Hulk or somebody like that.
Kind of, but that's why he has to fight smarter because he's not, But Falcon's like Batman or somewhere. He's a
I was just gonna say that
regular mortal.
He's a regular guy with some really cool tech.
Direct and a focused person.
Well,
and he's got great tech.
Didn't Tony make the
I don't know the answer to that. I don't know.
I don't remember seeing that he did.
I don't know. Maybe it says like Stark Industries or something on on a blueprint.
Or you know what? I think it might have been the Wakandans that made
somebody out there could tell us. Somebody out there in our family.
Yeah. If you guys know who made the suit for
Giancarlo Esposito comes in. I guess he's the bad guy.
Right.
God, he's just everywhere.
That guy's everywhere.
He's getting his paychecks in. Because he's got to be pushing.
He's a treasure.
Mid 60s, late 60s.
Yeah.
No, I think he's a fantastic actor.
Oh, great! Yeah.
Important fucking moment.
Yeah.
And he is impeccable.
Yeah. And then I also hear that Liv Tyler coming back as Ross's daughter, and the guy that played Betty, and then the guy that played.
It's different.
A little bit different. The guy that played the leader of the in the first Hulk movie.
The leader? Yeah.
What's it? I can't remember the actor.
I can't remember that guy's name either.
But he's going to come back too, is what I'm hearing. So.
Everybody except for Ed Norton.
And this is a film? Yeah.
Yeah, February 2025. Sometime.
Or whatever.
And they really haven't had any Marvel. They've had some shows, but not any Marvel movies this year, right? So you got to rethink it and all.
Well, they had the Marvels out. Oh wait, that was late last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know that this year. I don't remember Deadpool and Wolverine, but
dude, I need to get my tickets for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's going to be incredible.
Dude, have you guys seen the newest trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine?
No, I've been trying not to watch any of them.
Yeah.
I made it.
So they show the Deadpool Corps showing up. They show bits and pieces of people. So if you know the characters, you might recognize them.
Sure.
But they don't there's no dialogue from any of them. The only one that has been confirmed 100% is Dogpool.
Nice.
Oh man, there is something going on tonight, boys. Here in Renton. Hopefully everybody's safe.
And what kind of dog was Dogpool in the comics?
I don't know.
Because
Wasn't he like a Kelpie or a German Shepherd or something?
I have no idea. I never read them, but
I have Stan Lee's autograph on a Deadpool family. It was before Stan Lee died. I went to his website and I ordered it, and I was a little disappointed in the signature. I mean, Stan Lee, so don't get me wrong, but he signed it with like a really thick Sharpie, so the signature is not awesome, but it's legit from his
and the
personal
thing is,
website.
there was an episode of Pawn Stars where they talked about his autograph. His autograph's just not worth anything because he signed so many of them.
Signed so much stuff, but it's Stan Lee.
But it's still Stan Lee.
It's a piece of Stan Lee.
Yeah, no, it's incredible.
Excelsior!
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Boys, Metallica has hit a milestone. They're the fourth ones to do this. Their 1991 self-titled The Black Album, affectionately known as, has officially spent a total of 750 weeks on the Billboard Top 200.
No.
It's only the fourth record in history to achieve that feat. And it's also the youngest record to achieve that feat, because the ones that have is, of course, Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah. It never left, right?
It never left. Bob Marley and the Wailers, the Legend compilation, and Journey's Greatest Hits from 1988 was the youngest.
I was
Yeah.
going to say Eagles.
I would have thought Eagles too. But which album? Hotel California?
The Greatest Hits one.
Oh, the Greatest Hits one,
It
yeah.
sold a gazillion
It did, but it didn't spend 750 weeks.
There you go.
The self-titled album, the Black Album, I've owned that on every form of media ever.
Yeah.
Geez, right on. Right on.
Multiple times even. It wasn't. I didn't just buy it on cassette once, but twice, maybe even 3 times, and I've had it on DVD or CD like 4 times.
When was Injustice? Is that 88?
That was right before that, right?
87, I
a
think.
year and a half or 2 years before that.
I was a freshman in high school when that came out.
Well, because I think Master of Puppets is 86.
Yeah.
Yeah, Injustice is, I want to say, at least a couple years after.
And thanks to Stranger Things for bringing them back
Jeez,
to
good
the
job,
forefront.
Metallica.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I mean, that's a feat, though, to be
that's
750
insane. Can't even
weeks.
imagine.
It's definitely
And
my,
they work.
it's
They
definitely
work.
my favorite album
They
of
work.
theirs, you know.
Yeah.
For sure.
I was thinking about that the other day. I saw him at the Mercer Arena with Kalen when he was fresh back from the Korean Peninsula.
Yeah.
Because he was at Camp Liberty Belt, which is right there. And it was nuts. So he was nuts, and he was nuts.
Yeah.
But we went in, it was the loudest concert I'd ever been to in my life. I could feel my heart being reverberated in my chest.
I think if we're going to talk about loudest concerts, I think the loudest concert I've ever been to was Motorhead at the arena next to the Seattle Center.
Yes.
And I think the closest I was able to get to the stage was the sound booth.
Wow.
Because it was that loud.
Jeez.
But no, Metallica, I saw a video of them recently, and they're like, these guys are still doing great, and they're blah, blah, blah. I was like, and yeah, the only difference between 1986 and 2024 is the ticket price.
Jeez, yeah. I'll talk a little bit about in sharing is caring. I got some more sort of Metallica stuff.
Metallica.
Boys, to make us all feel like we didn't do enough with our lives,
Great, thank you.
do you know who Bhad Bhabie is? The Cash Me Outside.
Oh, Bhad Bhabie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know from?
Yeah, Catch Me Outside, how about that?
Yeah, I know that.
It was revealed
Internet
recently that gal, and I think she's early 20s, maybe mid 20s.
I think she just turned 21 last year.
She's
Really?
made 57 plus million dollars since 2021. $57 million.
Speaking engagements.
Hip hop.
Pretty much.
Yeah, she's at the Council on Foreign Relations.
I did the
Laid
math
out.
and carried the one. It's about $14 million a year she makes. She
Okay.
made $32.5 million on OnlyFans messages. So kind of like the
Sure.
we had the Cartman kid.
Oh, the cameo, yeah.
Kind of like that, but through OnlyFans, she made $32.5 million on that.
Wow.
Because she charges like $50 a message.
Fuck, good for her, man.
She made $24 million on subscriptions to her OnlyFans page. It costs about $24 a month to be a subscriber to hers. I don't know what she does. And then she's made nearly $600,000 in just tips from people. Just, here's a little bit of extra money for you. Bhad Bhabie, whatever.
Bhad Bhabie, yeah.
It's
So
like,
how old
what?
was she when she did the Cash Me
She was
Outside
like a
thing?
teenager.
She was like 16, I think, or 14.
Yeah. And it was like Teenagers
talk
Gone
shows,
Bad,
like,
right?
Yeah, it was Dr. Phil.
Dr.
yeah.
Phil, I can't
Close it
control
was.
my teenager, right?
And someone was talking shit from the audience. He said,
And Dr.
"Catch
Phil
me
really
outside,
wants
how
to
about
help. That's
that?"
why he has you on TV.
Yeah.
Because Dr. Phil wants to help you. That's why you're on TV.
He wants to help.
Hi, everybody. Holy crap. The bad news is that she's recently been in the news because her baby's father,
Her baby daddy?
assaulted her pretty badly.
Oh, that's terrible.
And it was caught on video, and the video's been circulating and all that stuff. So I hate to hear that,
Yeah,
but
that's terrible.
I fucking $57 million
Yeah, we're just
because she had a catchphrase.
We're almost there. We
And
just need-
OnlyFans.
So maybe that's our top 5 catchphrases that we need to make $57 million.
It's friggin' foot squish videos on OnlyFans. I got to get going on that.
Yeah.
Start
And
making
I'm
some real
mad
money.
that they already did Kiss My Grits. 'Cause that could have been mine.
Kiss my rib. You know, it's been long enough you could probably claim it.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
it
boys!
back.
Since the last show we did, there's been just a number of high celebrity deaths. Big celebrity. What did I say? High celebrity. Just famous celebrity deaths that have happened.
Like one after another, like
one
within
after
all in
another.
a week. Yeah.
Yeah, Shelly Duvall died 75 years old.
What if Trump had these guys sacrificed?
Just so he could live.
7-for-1.
Yeah. She's best known for The Shining and Popeye,
Oh, she's great,
and just a terrific actress.
Fantastic Journeys or Imagination something.
In recent years, somebody on TikTok had friended her and started like recording TikToks with her.
Yeah.
And
Did
just,
she seem healthy throughout?
I mean, mentally not so much, but she was,
No, she isn't active.
she was in her late 60s the first time I saw any of her videos, and
I enjoyed her work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she just seemed kind of quintessential look for that time period.
Yeah.
The 70s and
people
very
want to
thin
see any of
and
those videos.
sharp.
Go on to TikTok and look for Shelly Duvall Archive.
We haven't done this yet. We talked about doing the meme of the week for us. We need to start doing that because I think it'd be fun to do.
Meme of the
But I
week.
saw somebody post. It was a fake action figure, the bubble pack, and it was a cigarette with a really long ash, and then it had a picture of Shelley Duvall with the cigarette from The Shining,
Yeah,
and it said Shelley Duvall's cigarette.
Nominated for Best Actor. Nice.
Oh my God!
It just hung on there.
Jeez.
And plus they're doing because Wright wasn't he like, do it again, do it again, do it again. 200 takes, everybody's cobwebbed.
I'll do this one because Todd had to take a quick little break, and I don't know if he knows, but rest in peace, Evan Wright. He was the writer of Generation Kill. I don't know if you read that book. He was famous for being a war correspondent and was embedded with a group of Marines, and it was during the Afghan or Iraq, I can't remember which one, but it was like the first war generation of kids that grew up playing like the video games and stuff like that. So it was probably early 2000s, right? So he wrote about just being with these young tough I don't know, teenage warriors, right?
Super
and being
sharp,
embedded.
I bet,
And that book got turned into a miniseries. but he's also written for other TV
this?
shows and a bunch of stuff. Evan Wright took his own life
Right. Oh, geez,
at 59.
poor
So
guy.
he was a
This
TV
sucks.
writer, and I can't remember.
There's your problem, Bobby.
There was a few TV shows that he wrote for that you guys would recognize, but I didn't write them down. I can't remember what they are.
Geez, well, I'm sorry you were sad.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Benji Gregory, 46 years old. He is best known for starring in the little TV show called Alf back in the 80s. Died of heat stroke. I think he fell asleep in his car or something.
I don't know.
Is what
all I heard
understood.
is it was heat stroke, and he was only 46.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Child actor, but had a pretty good life. He left Hollywood behind, and I think he joined the Navy, and he worked on as a meteorologist for the Navy. So he'd be on a ship, and he'd be one of these guys, trying to figure out what the weather would be, so that he could report to his commanding officer, so they could prepare for whatever is coming up or change their course or whatever. Did the Navy for a while, and family guy. So don't really know, but I wasn't a big fan of the Alf show. You, Todd, I think were.
I really liked Alf. Alf was a funny show. There were all the cat jokes.
Those were funny. I remember those.
Cat jokes were always hilarious because Alf and his home planet cats are basically like cattle,
Nice. Don't just in case my cats are listening to the show. I'll be honest.
But,
won't let Alf get
so
you.
there's always jokes about the neighbor's cat, and there's like innuendos about pussy and stuff.
Yeah. And if you don't know, Alf was a puppet
Yes. Sorry about that.
on the show.
Wait, what?
It was a puppet.
I thought he was an alien life form. How
Well,
dare
that's what
you.
Alf stands for, right? Is alien life form. Did the neighbors ever see him, Todd, or was he hidden away?
I think later on in the series, I think the group of people who knew Alf existed grew, but initially it was just a family.
Just a family, yeah. And hijinks ensued.
Yeah.
So rest in peace to him. Sad. Sounds like it was a tragic, maybe accidental death kind of thing. So.
Bummer.
Yeah.
That's awful. Yeah, because that is preventable, right?
Yeah, I would think so. Rest in peace, everybody's favorite workout guy from the 80s, Richard Simmons.
Just a sweet
died at 76.
person. Just a sweet person.
I wrote a little obit for him. I know it was like a week late, but I was thinking about it for days, and just how I used to make fun of the guy when the infomercials would come. I was like, what an idiot, what a joke, and all this stuff. But as an adult, I look back on it and I was like, this guy had like this good, infectious energy, right? And all he wanted to do was encourage people of all ages, all shapes, all sizes. Get up and move, man.
Have you ever seen the Bob Rivers Twisted Christmas they did? Was it the fattest time of year, or whatever the name of the song's about, like being overweight during the holidays. The beginning of the song is Simmons going, "Come on, everybody, let's get up, let's move, get out of your seats and work." And
Because he used to sell pralines or something, like back in the day, like really
did he
sweet
really?
candy. He's like, gob, gob, gob.
Well, in the last 6 months, Pauly Shore had been campaigning to play the part of Simmons in a biopic about him.
Yeah.
And,
Well, it just
and
maybe it would
Simmons,
be easier to do it from his estate because he didn't want to do it, right?
Simmons is like, no. But Pauly Shore looks just like him now.
Yeah, he kind of does.
Plus, he just kind of showed up. I don't know if he was ever on Love Boat, but that kind of thing. Where it's just like Richard Simmons just pops up and
Did
weird.
he pop up like on the Hollywood squares and stuff like
Stuff like that. I would sure think so. Stuff like that. Because why wouldn't you call that guy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
I have a vivid memory of the first time I ever even heard of Howard Stern, and it was his TV show. It was on USA, and he had Richard Simmons on there, and he was making Richard Simmons put on some butch clothes and put on a wig to make him look manly and speak with a deep voice. And I just remember thinking, wow, that guy is a dick.
Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Dick,
And this guy was just, and Richard looked miserable doing this whole thing.
I bet, yeah. Howard Howard Stern got away with so much over the
He was a
years.
dick, and now he's kind of,
He's mellowed out, and he's not nearly as.
Yeah, he was. But I mean, that was his shtick.
His shtick, yeah.
It was his shtick. It's
Rest in peace, Gen Xer, child actor through adulthood, Shannon and Doherty.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a big deal.
1971, along with me.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
53 years old. Cancer ravaged probably within the last 5 or 6 years. She's gone like breast cancer, spread to bones, all kind of brain cancer.
She was scheduled the last 2 years to come to SummerCon, and both times she bowed out at the last
For
second.
Charmed or...
For Charmed and 90210, because last year they had Jason Priestley was there, and a couple other people from 90210 were there, and the other 3 girls from Charmed were also there as well.
Alyssa Milano.
Milano wasn't there, but
Rose McGowan.
Rose McGowan and the others.
And Holly Marie Combs. I had a huge crush on her when she was on Picket
I've never
Fences.
seen Charmed.
Yeah.
I know who it was.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, sad because she really was. And I didn't realize this till later in life. She was on the last season 9, I think, of Little House on the Prairie when she was a child actor.
Where they discover uranium.
And they kicked the Indians off their land. Jeez. But then she went off to a show called Our Town for like 2 seasons. I don't know if you remember that.
The name of it again?
Yeah, Our Town. Or Our House. Not Our Town, Our House. And I don't remember, was that Wilford Brimley in that?
Geez.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then she starred in really a big Gen X movie in Heathers, right?
That was huge.
It was huge. And then went on to the 90210 fame. She did Mallrats with Kevin Smith. Although she at one point blamed Kevin Smith for ruining her movie career because that movie didn't do well.
I think the movie didn't do well because she was in it.
Yeah, I don't know. She had a reputation as a bad girl because she was asked to leave or left 2 hit shows. She left 90210 and she left Charmed.
Charmed, yeah.
Yeah, because she couldn't get along with her co-stars, right?
Oh, geez.
But I think she got this reputation, and then I always thought, oh, she must be a B word, right? She must be a bad.
I mean, she definitely had RBS, RBF rather.
Yeah. But later in life, I started listening to more, reading interviews with her and stuff. She does a podcast, or she had been doing a podcast that talked about stuff. And I think she just, went through a time of her life. I guess her dad was sick at one point in the 90s, was dying, and that affected her. But, fame affects everybody differently, right? I would think.
And just
So.
existence ain't easy.
And like I said on the comment on the post about her, I initially didn't see Mallrats because she was in it, because of all the controversy about her.
Smith sold out.
And not even that. It's like, oh, I don't want to see that bitch from that show's on there. But years later, I watched it, and it's actually one of my favorite Kevin Smith movies.
And she does good in it. I mean, you could have got any young actor to play her part, but she didn't ruin it for me.
I thought.
I think they're friends now. Yeah, towards the end.
Oh yeah.
I think after that, but I think for a while she, was like, oh, that movie wasn't bad,
And
whatever.
being famous does certainly does not equal having an easy life.
Dick. Yeah.
I do remember that scene.
Kevin Smith writes good words.
He
for
does,
movies.
yeah.
He's working on another Jay and Silent Bob movie too.
Oh, really? Another View Askew thing?
Oh, good.
Nice. I just was remiss and missed it when it came out, and then just didn't really think about it. But I saw Clerks 3 over the weekend for the first time.
How hard did you cry?
Oh, I didn't cry, but it did have the lumps.
I totally cried.
Was like,
I sobbed like I just skinned to my knee and shit.
Yeah, jeez. It was kind of a sad story. It was a closure of the Clerks trifecta. So, I mean, I don't think they could do any more Clerks movies because.
I mean, they could with
Randall.
Randall. Randall's still around. But no, the younger 2 guys. The
guy that's always, yes, Mr. Dante. Yeah, that guy was funny. Every time he changed a scene, he had a different makeup.
A different look.
Different look.
And then then he had his own little minion.
Yes, that didn't speak at all.
And his minion is the fiance of Kevin's daughter.
Oh, really?
Nice.
In
So
real
he
life.
doesn't get a speaking part.
Nice.
So he's like the next generation Silent Bob.
Nice, yeah. I really liked it. I thought it was a good closure. I thought it was good meta filming the movie and stuff. I've never been a big fan of the guy that plays Dante. I just think he's not a good actor, so he kind of takes me out of it. Yeah, he takes me out of it a little bit, but I thought it was a good closure.
I didn't hate him as a character, but I honestly never really thought about the acting in those movies as being
Sure, they're
terrible.
delivering great dialogue.
They really do.
They're the shit.
And Rosario
Both that
Dawson
and
again.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
And I thought, because I sort of read a little bit that Rosario Dawson's character is killed by a drunk driver, so I thought, okay, maybe they'll have her in like a quick scene or something, or a flashback. But she was in quite a few scenes throughout the movie, which I thought was great.
There's like these moments where Dante is like by himself, and then she kind of appears, and they have a conversation.
Yeah, I like the conversation they had when he was at the cemetery, and she's talking about how many people she's banging up there, famous people. It's like, yeah, I've been banging Miles Davis and Malcolm X. It's really Malcolm XXX, you know, stuff like that. I'm just laughing my ass off. Yeah. It was a great conversation.
Great movie. I bought it as soon as it was available. So
yeah, really enjoyed it. Boys, we all grew up with this. Dr. Ruth has passed away at 96. Man, never thought about a lady that's sort of my mom's generation talking about sex to just everybody. And with the unabashed.
Breaking down the norms. In a clinical way.
I didn't know if she was still alive, to be honest.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like, and being very sex positive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Was she a Holocaust survivor?
So her parents, she was born in Germany, and her parents knew something was going on. There was I think it was called the Kindertransport, where they put together sort of a clandestine train to get the Jewish kids into Switzerland to get them out of the country, and it was sort of a secret thing, and they got her on that train at 10. And of course they have records on her dad being killed in a camp, but they don't have any records on what happened to her mom. I mean, the assumption is she obviously died, but she escaped, and for a long time I guess she blamed herself. She always felt like if she had stayed in Germany with her parents, somehow she could have saved them. But it's this weird guilt that she had.
Survivor's guilt.
Survivor's guilt,
And then I guess when she turned 16 or 17, she moved to what became Israel, right? About that time.
British Palestine.
British Palestine.
When the Ottomans had it.
And went into one of the kibbutz and lived there for a long time, got married, did a bunch of stuff. But at some point went to college, became a psychologist, and the rest is history. I think she moved to the United States, and her first public job or persona job was as a radio host, where people would call in and she would give advice.
She
on
started
stuff.
at call-in radio?
She did it before Dr. Drew,
I mean, this is way back. So,
The 70s? Was that the 70s?
Probably. I would guess so. Yeah. Maybe late 60s. I'm not sure. But just, I mean, she was sort of a part of our young adult life, because she would show up on
Johnny
like Sally
Carson,
Jesse
Raphael,
Donahue. She was on Donahue a few times.
Just all the shows.
Man, they canceled fucking Donahue.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about that shit.
Yeah, what was the thing with the...
He was
what
like
did he do?
I think, Iraq war or some kind of shit. It's like he got fucking booted.
Was that what happened to him? I just all remember his show stopped playing on
He
TV.
was married to Marlo Thomas, right? Or maybe they still are. I don't know.
I used to be Facebook friends with him. But I like
Donahue?
him. He's cool. No, Marlo Thomas.
Yeah, I
My favorite
really like
Marlo
Marlo.
Thomas, completely off subject,
Yeah.
but is on Married with Children. And Christine Applegate goes in to do a modeling call, right? So there's a bunch of pretty ladies in there, and Marlo Thomas is running the thing. So, a lady is just leaving as she enters the room. So the next lady gets up and goes, and Marlo Thomas says, oh, fuck, I'm ruining it. Never mind.
No, go ahead.
So she says, incense Berkowitz, and the model says, it's incense. And she says, you're next. Like, talk back one instant. And she gets
don't ever correct me.
And then she comes up, and then Christina Applegate gets the job.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But I love Marlo.
Wasn't Marlo Thomas that girl?
Yeah, I think she was.
Was she that
exactly.
girl? She also did the "It's All Right to Cry."
Yeah, it's Danny Thomas's kid.
I think, yeah.
Frank Sinatra drops Danny's name.
Yeah.
And, what song? Oh, it's cool.
Geez, and finally, rest in peace, James B. I think it's pronounced Sikking.
The SWAT guy from Hill Street Blues.
The SWAT guy that always had the pipe and the sunglasses and the turtleneck.
And was kind of a nincompoop.
Was kind of a nincompoop, if I remember correctly. And then he went on to be Doogie Howser, MD's dad. He played Doogie Howser's dad on that show. Yeah.
The original one?
The original one, yeah.
What's that guy's name?
Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick
Yeah.
NPH,
And Neil Patrick Harris did a nice little tribute to his TV dad recently, too. So, man, I remember trying to stay up, trying to convince Mom to let me stay up, because it was part of the Thursday night lineup, right?
Yes.
It was like the 10 o'clock slot, and
As a
she
kid,
would never
I
let
liked
us.
it. Yeah.
I never watched it because I wasn't into those types of shows back
And it was
then.
a character-driven cop show. It
really
like
was. And it was a big
Starsky and
cast.
Hutch, an action-based cop show. You know what I mean?
Isn't that the one that spawned off like the hospital show that had Howie Mandel?
Oh, St. Elsewhere or something?
Stephen Bochco?
Probably.
I think that was one of his things. St. Elsewhere.
Jeez. That's what we're all in now. That kid better start shaking that thing, man. We gotta get.
I hope, please, because there's always like the giant Buddha.
Right.
All-encompassing Buddhahood, right? But
Start shaking that
it's the
snow.
fucking retard.
Yeah. Can you give it a couple of shakes? I'm gonna have to remember that. I'll make a meme about that.
I love it. And
Boys,
I'm joking.
sharing is caring. I talked a little bit about Clerks 3. I got another documentary I watched. But what about you guys? Any new stuff? Any shows? Any TV movies you've seen?
Well, I'm really eagerly waiting for the release of Batman Cape Crusader on Amazon. It's coming out at the end of the month,
That's the
like next
That's
week.
the animated one that we talked about, right?
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. What about you, Mike?
I've been working, so I've been watching a bunch. This weekend, unless you go back in time, but Slim's has a couple of good shows this weekend, and the Sunday show is a day show. It's a benefit for Seattle musicians against some kind of
Against humanity.
Thing. A helping thing.
Nice.
But Fred Speakman's playing two separate bands, so Burdens are playing, who are, I think, the best rock and roll band in Seattle right now.
Nice.
And all black people over there.
Right on.
Burdens rock. So that's Sunday.
So, also, I just saw here, as of this recording, tonight will be the season premiere of Cobra Kai season 6.
Oh, yeah, I gotta get caught
there you
up.
go.
I'm a few seasons behind.
Oh, nice. Oh, it's great.
Yeah. I just remember the kid kicked another kid off the second floor of the mezzanine.
And they show it like 800 times.
Yeah,
It's like 9/11.
Yeah,
They just kept showing
that's
you
where I
down
sort of
falling.
left off, so I don't know what's
Oh,
happening.
it got better after.
Yeah, I'll have to watch
Yeah, I like
it.
that show.
I hear they're
Yeah.
maybe making a movie now. Did you mention that? Somebody mentioned that.
something about it, like going after this season, and I think it's going to get a movie.
And I like it, because it is comedic and kind of self-aware. You know what I mean? It's sort of like when he's making them run in the cement mixer and shit. It's like people don't do that. You know what I mean? But it's funny and it's still
clever.
wholesome. It is.
Yeah.
Nobody's dying. It's like you know what I mean? It's
And I think the thing I heard was that the Karate Kid movie that they're going to spin off from the Cobra Kai TV show is going to, rumors anyway, folks. I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard rumors that Will Smith's son are going to make an appearance.
Oh, Jaden.
Jaden.
Oh, just to bring that universe into it also.
To just kind of bring it all into one.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Jackie making an appearance on that show would be huge. She's still on the top
in the
20
movie
stars of the
In
planet.
the movie of
oh,
it,
yeah.
Yeah.
Top
I'm
50, no
hoping it's
problem.
true.
No problem.
I didn't hate that version of the Karate Kid. But
I've never seen it. I just couldn't.
I mean, like I said, I didn't go. I watched it thinking I love the original one, so why not? And it was different enough that it could have been any other kung fu movie. It really could.
Yeah. Didn't have to be Karate Kid, but
Exactly.
shouldn't have been Kung Fu Kid though.
Yeah,
It should have been, because
Yeah. And I think it's just like, what's the movie you just saw with Barbies with Ken? The
Fall Guy.
Fall Guy.
It's like it should have just been something else.
Yeah.
Right? It's like don't do the tie.
Don't do it.
It's
I
fine.
think the only reason why they used the name Karate Kid is because it's a known IP.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I think that cheapens the product.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. Boys, I went and saw with Kyle and Amelia on Friday night. We went and saw the new Kevin Costner movie, Horizon, the Saga.
Nice.
It had interesting moments, but it's very disjointed. You can tell it was written by maybe 3 or 4 different writers. Kevin Costner plays his normal, quiet cowboy. Doesn't say a lot. There's some bad guys that are pretty cool, but there's also some stuff that just never went anywhere. There was like an opening scene where these two sort of early on gunfighters are sort of staring each other down, and you think, oh, this is going to be something later on. I can't wait to see the showdown. And then like an hour later into the movie, one of them dies, and you're like, oh, well, they're never going to.
Yeah, that tension's gone.
The tension's gone, and it was like, did you put them like this just to create like a modicum of tension for the moment?
Yeah.
And just to make it something? But it's very disjointed. The acting goes from here to here to here. Some of the actors, I think.
Does he direct?
He directs it. It's his opus. He does fine. I mean, he's Kevin Costner, so he does his Kevin Costner. Sam Worthington is in it. I think it's Sam Worthington, and he's fine all the way through. Sienna Miller is the main female lead, and she's like all over the place. And the storyline is just not there. It's way too much trying to introduce too many characters. You definitely cannot watch this and think this is a standalone. You have to know that there's going to be at least one more, and it's like 3.5 hours long.
Oh man, oops.
And the theater,
it's the Spruce Goose.
the theater was 3 of us and one other couple.
What did you see it on IMAX or anything?
In fact, no. In fact, it was in Theater 7 at Factoria,
man,
which is the small screen. Maybe, I don't know, 50,
that
60.
theater only has 8 screens in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Was it going? Was it like a big panoramic western style?
It was. Some of it was gorgeously shot, and I mean, they've got Angus McFadden in it, who I really like, but he doesn't have a big part in the beginning. He's the guy that played Robert the Bruce in Braveheart. But I'm like, I wanted more from it, and it just didn't deliver.
Well, he
So.
spent all his money, so I think, just like we were talking
He
about with
better.
Katie, I think we will soon see for the paycheck Costner as Norbit. He's gonna have to. He needs that money.
Robin Hood 2.
It would require him to be funny, and he doesn't do funny.
Yeah, Robin Hood 2 coming soon to theaters.
And I think Kevin Costner. He's from Compton.
Kevin Costner is?
Yeah.
No, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I mean, he's an actual human being.
Yeah.
I have no beef whatsoever with Kevin Costner, but oops.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
that's all his
he
money.
put everything into this
He did.
So
thing.
he's from California.
Yeah.
Compton, like suburbs, like.
Yeah, but then he got introduced. One time I heard a great interview, unless he's lying, and I don't think he's lying about it. But he got introduced not through Boy Scouts brand, but some kind of outdoors thing into canoeing. And because there is water to be found near LA, so he found like nature to be safe and blah, 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 you know what I mean?
Became
That's
an
what-
outdoor
yes, he did.
outdoorsy guy.
At a relatively young age, so that was his escape into,
All right.
you know what I
Gotcha.
mean?
Getting out of the inner city to.
Yeah.
Didn't become a gangbanger.
Yeah, well, I think he's old.
That would have been older, too. Yeah, it would have been like
But it doesn't mean that it's
early
not,
70s or
it's
something.
Just, I mean, depressed areas
I
are
mean,
depressed areas, right?
The
It's not
Bloods and the
easy.
Crips existed in the 70s, I think, didn't
I'm
they?
sure they did.
Yeah, probably.
And I'm sure, and I mean, that's a default setting for a human sometimes, right?
Boys, something you guys might want to watch. I watched it and it's on YouTube for free. I think you can also get it on Prime Video. It's called Hired Gun, and it's about musicians that are hired into bands. So it brings out like John 5. It brings out one of the big storylines is a guy named Liberty DeVito, I think his name is. He's the drummer for most of the Billy Joel albums. Until Billy Joel decided he didn't want to pay anybody and give any credit anymore, and basically cut his band loose and hired more different guys. But it's got Jason Newsted from Metallica comes in, and he talks about after Bruce. Why am I bunking the bassist for the original Burton? When Burton dies, they're trying to find a bassist to come in and kind of take over the role temporarily for a tour, and Newsted goes in and he tries out and he does all this stuff, but he talks about how he's a $200 $250 a show hired gun. He's not like full member, and he does this for like over a year, where he's just getting paid like per performance, right? But he's got to go out every night and he's got to fucking do it, right? He's got to be.
He's making $8 an hour.
He's got all these people in the crowd that are throwing shit at him because he's not Cliff Burton, right?
Yeah.
So he's got to perform, but he's not taking anything home. But it also talks about like after Randy Rhoads died, Brad Gillis of Night Ranger gets hired on to finish the tour, and he's got to come in, and again he's getting paid like maybe $500 a show or something, right? And he's got to get out there and he's got to learn like 20 songs.
Randy stuff.
Yeah. And he's got to learn it as he's performing.
There was a couple guys before Zakk Wylde took over as the lead guitarist.
But I think it was Diary of a Madman tour was what they were on when he died. And he's like, fuck, I got to go learn all of Randy's parts and shit. So it's an interesting, they got like Kenny Aronoff. Aronoff is in there. He was the drummer for John Mellencamp for a long time. And he told this funny story where they were recording the Jack and Diane, and they're like, okay, this is kind of a little country ballad kind of thing, but Kenny, we want you to throw a drum solo in the middle. He's like, drum solo in this ballad, a drum solo? And so he's like, I'm like 15 steps away from the drum set and I've got to come up with something. And he's like 13 steps away from the drum set and I've got nothing. 10 steps away from the drum set, and he's like, I'm going to get fucking fired because he's a session player. He's like, if I can't come up with something, they're going to find somebody else. So he sits down and he comes up with
Yes, he does.
and it's like, it is perfect. But again, he's a session guy, and again, he's getting paid for performance and that kind of stuff.
Right, geez, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Have either of you guys seen some kind of monster, the Metallica documentary?
No.
If you want to know what happened with Jason Newsted leaving the band, watch that documentary. It also talks about how what happened with Dave Mustaine to be kicked out of Metallica too. And it's the documentary became more of a videotaped therapy session more than anything else.
Yeah.
And you just realize how much of an asshole Lars is.
Oh, geez.
And what kind of person James was before he got sober, which was also not a very nice guy. But the whole like Jason left the band largely because he wanted to work on a side project when they weren't on tour or working on a new album, and both Lars and James said, no, you are Metallica, you're only going to do Metallica, and if you want to do something else, you can leave.
Yeah.
That's a dick move.
It's kind of a dick move.
Yeah.
Not only that, but like when in this documentary, they introduced Robert Trujillo, or however his last name is pronounced, as the new bassist,
Yeah.
and the
From suicidal tendencies.
and like
Suicidal has done it.
from the get-go, they're like, you're a full member of the band. We're giving you this much money to start, and then you're gonna be making this much money going forward.
Yeah.
And like right out of
It's a different relationship.
100% different relationship. Jason Newsted
Yeah, the
has
suicidal
always
band
been.
will murder people at his behest.
Yeah.
Jason Newsted was always the new guy.
Yeah.
Even though he'd been there for almost 30 years.
Yeah, that's what he talks about in the thing. He's like, I was there over a year before they considered me a full-time member, and I started getting paid and getting an equal share from all this stuff. But it's a cool documentary. It's called Hired Gun.
I'll have to check it out.
But it's got guys that I forget Sarzo or whatever the guy, the
Rudy
bassist,
Sarzo, yeah.
from Quiet Riot that went
And,
over to
Whitesnake.
Ozzy and then went to Whitesnake, and the guys that took over for Peter Criss and Ace Frehley,
Tommy Thayer, and I can't remember the other guy's name.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Thayer, but there was a couple. Maybe Bruce, unless
Bruce
Bruce
Kulick,
died.
yeah.
Maybe Bruce died. I can't
in
remember.
D&D named Thayer.
Bruce Kulick was Ace's replacement for the longest time until I think the last reunion tour.
Yeah.
And then they just brought in Thayer.
Yeah.
Is Space Ace.
Which,
Yeah.
I mean, I bet it's a pretty good gig.
Yeah.
Just being a hired musician, it's like I'm a one-trick pony, so that can't happen with me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, there's certain attractions and certain.
Yeah, and all these guys talk about, they go on these mega tours, right? They're with Alice Cooper, right? Just a mega tour. They're with Ozzy Osbourne, mega tour. And then the tour's over, they got to go back home. It's like, okay, I got to pay some bills.
Yeah.
I got to do some stuff. They had a guy that played on a tour with Nine Inch Nails, and he's like stuck with Nine Inch Nails, and he's doing all the stuff, and he's in the videos, and he's on the tours and stuff, and he comes back, he's like, I need to make some money, you guys. And they're like, oh, well, there's a pizza joint down the hill
so
that is
picky.
hiring like a delivery driver if you need some extra money. And he's like, what the fuck? And then he's got songs that he's writing, and he goes to Nine Inch Nail or Trent Reznor, and he's like, I got this song idea. And he's like, yeah, that's great. You should go record this. Like, this is my thing, right?
Which I think
so the guy
is
goes and he
undeniable.
starts a band with the bassist that was playing with Nine Inch Nails, and I can't remember the name, but you guys would recognize the song, and they hit it big, and they get kind of a one-hit wonder, but they have a huge album.
Take it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was this whole thing. It's like, yeah, there's a pizza place down down the road, and it's like, fuck. We got house payments, we got kids, we got wives, we got to take care of the whole thing.
Advance, right? Because the tour could stop at any time.
Yeah.
Maybe you could get a little bit.
Yeah.
And you said it was on Netflix?
I watched it on YouTube, but I think you can get it on Prime. Just one more example, and I don't remember, the guy is now with Five Finger Death Punch. He's the main guitarist, but he was doing like Alice Cooper. He was doing all this stuff, and then he was looking for work, and it was like Hillary Duff was looking for a guitarist because she was doing the music stuff. So he goes out on tour with Hillary Duff, and everything's great, and he's jamming, and people are getting his autograph, and he thinks, man, this is okay. I'm playing with Hillary Duff, and people are kind of, that's the one.
That's from 2016. Okay.
People are kind of making fun of me and stuff, but I'm making money.
working.
And then all of a sudden he gets a phone call. It's like, so Hillary Duff has decided to go in a different direction, so we're not going to move forward with any more touring. He's like, what the fuck do I do now? So he went to Five Finger Death Punch, and now he's
not
doing pretty good.
People at home know where they can find it. It's on Pluto TV, Plex TV, and Peacock.
Yeah. And YouTube.
I don't have any talent, so I don't have to worry about this hired gun syndrome. But I would be remiss, if I may. We went and saw Clue at the Fifth Avenue.
Oh, nice.
So Clue is a play based on the movie and the game.
Cool.
Right? And it was the best play I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
Yeah. The sets were incredible. The comedic timing was unreal.
Nice.
Because it's an ensemble cast, right?
Yeah.
And they were all just killing it.
Yeah.
Killing it.
It's been since the movie came out that I've seen it.
Yeah, they were having a great time. They were having a great time.
Do you know how long it's at the Fifth Avenue?
I think just until the 21st.
Oh, geez.
So,
Okay. I don't know if I'll be able to.
Hopefully it comes back someday.
Yeah.
Or you see it at a local theater.
Yeah.
Because it's a solid production. But the sets, and I've been to Fifth Avenue a number of times, and it's highbrow shit, man. It's top dollar, but the sets were smart and they worked so well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was just
Nice.
great.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right, boys, ending this here program on a...
One more thing. I just found out yesterday that my friend Gregory got tickets to go see Brad Williams on Saturday. So I'm going to go see Brad Williams.
Oh, comedian?
Comedian, yeah. Little guy.
Yes.
Very funny dude.
Nice.
Yeah. If you've not heard of Brad Williams, Google him. He's really, really funny.
Well, you'll have to report on the next episode.
He's got a special on Netflix. Watch that.
Nice. All right, ending on positivity, boys. A quote from Kurt Vonnegut, because we need this in this troubled times. He wrote, "Be soft. Don't let the world make you hard. Do not let the pain make you hate. Do not let the bitterness steal your sweetness. Take pride that even though the rest of the world may disagree, you still believe it to be a beautiful place."
Jeez, thank you.
And on that note, we cue the music.
Bam, bam, bam.
Thanks, guys.
Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you think this episode is worth $1 or $5, the boys would love to have it. Please go to ourtownpod.store for merch or to donate now. For less than a cup of coffee, you can also join the website in the member-only area for exclusive bonus content, blogs, and more. It's just $3 a month or $30 a year. Thank you for listening to this production of Our Town Podcast Extraordinaire.